Well, a very good evening and welcome to tonight's show here at your Manchester. How are we all doing? How are you, Mr. Mark Llewellyn?
Good, because we're in our new studios.
We are officially
at
Phoenix Studios here just outside of Manchester.
Indeed.
Which is absolutely glorious. We've got a nice new set for you. Unfortunately, you've got two old people dealing with your programme tonight. But it's the take your part that counts. The guests are mega tonight, aren't they?
It's a huge show.
Huge show.
We are talking to Jodie Prenger.
Or Prenger. I always think of Prenger because it's Brett and Monge. So should it be
Jodie Prenger?
No. Anyway, so we're also very lucky, because I'm in the mood for dancing, to have Coleen Nolan with one L on the show, everybody.
Yes, that's right. And we're also talking to River Medway.
River Medway. It's very unfortunate. That's the play that they're in.
That's true. Yeah,
it is. It's a marvelous show. Stick around with us because there's so much to fit into this very small unit of time. Here's how your show's looking. Well, everything is indeed coming up roses for Hope Mill and indeed Gypsy, everybody. It's coming to the Opera House.
It is.
It's set to be one heck of a concert.
Oh, yes.
And playing the lead in that show is, of course, Jodie Prenger. She's joining us now. Hello, Jodie. Tell us a bit about this show.
Okay. It's a show, and I know I'll go on about it, and I know I said this before, but I remember listening to the overture, and it doesn't half give you goosebumps. I don't know what it is. I don't know. This creation, kind of how it was so inspired to make such beautiful music. And look, we've got a 21-piece orchestra on the 25th of February at the Manchester Opera House. And it's all as a fundraiser for the brilliant Hope Mill boys. They're just great. The vision that they've got for theatre, for new theatre and embracing, old theatre and embracing the community. They're great. And if you don't know about them, just go visit the website, the Hope Mill website, and they'll tell you all about it. And I'm sure they'll have you around for a coffee. They're that nice. But yeah, it is Gypsy the musical with an all-star cast. And then there's me.
So this is being advertised as a concert version. How much of a concert is it, or is it the full show?
Everyone asks this question. Is it a concert? So you just sing and do the numbers, but it's not. They do it. They're full out. There's costumes. There's, like I said, the 21-piece orchestra, and they're doing all the dialogue, the script in between. So basically, it's a full show. So no pressure for one night, which usually takes a 4-week rehearsal period. But yeah, we're doing the full show.
And of course, this is at Hope Mill. Now, it's marvellous, beautiful theatre, but it's actually being put on at the Opera House. Why are you so passionate about working with the lads from Hope Mill?
Hope Mill, I was saying before, do you know when you meet someone who is, they have the same passion for things. Excuse me, by the way, there's two, I've got two new rescue kittens that tear off around the room here. So try to keep focused. Look, they just have the same vision, and they're so brilliant at joining communities and showing them new theatre and exciting them and inspiring them. And look, this is the thing that's going to carve theatre out for generations to come. And they're just great. They've got their heads on the shoulders and the feet on the floor, and they're just a really good pair of fellas. And it's great to support them because what they're doing is all for the right reason.
You're venturing onto the stage. Are you still remaining within Corrie? What is next for Glenda?
Yes, Corrie, I'm there for a bit. You stuck with Glenda. Somebody, funny enough, you say that. Somebody, is it what I call it? What is it? DM on Insta. Quite a few going, "Are you leaving?" I said, "I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving." So yeah, I literally have been learning my Corrie scripts along with my Gypsy scripts. So yeah, that's what I've been doing. So
we've got a full cast. There's some fantastic names, aren't there? Who's in the show?
Well, the cast. It's lovely. People like Tom Lister. It's great to perform with him again. I did Calamity Jane, and you've got Harriet Thorpe. You just literally, it's a massive cast. So if you go online, and it's stars from across the country that are joining together for the Hope Mill Boys. So it's going to be great.
So you've got everything. You're on the stage. You're in the nation's favourite continuing drama. You're staying in it. Are you wanting to go and do more theatre?
No, I think I'll be absolutely. Any more plans for theatre? I think I'll be absolutely shattered after this. So I always joke I am going to keep the gypsy hat. I do like that. Maybe the handbag and the coat.
And Jodie, tell everybody when it is and perhaps why people should come and see the show.
Gypsy is on the 25th of February at the Manchester Opera House for one night only. The concert version and not a mega mix in sight, may I add, not a mega mix in sight. And, just come and I hope you get the same feeling as I do when I listen to the overture and enjoy it as much as I did when I saw it. I saw it in town with Imelda Staunton. And just come and support and just come out, just get out. Save you sat inside and putting your pajamas on with your top knot on. That does sound good though, doesn't it?
Thank you very much indeed, Jodie, and I'm sure it'll be a great success. We're both going, aren't we?
I can't wait.
No, it's one of my favourite shows, I've got to say.
It's got a marvellous cast. Two of my dear friends are in this. We've got Harriet Thorpe.
Yes.
And we've got Davina De Campo as well.
Yeah, that's right. It's fantastic cast. So we'll be there. Right, now, I have been for a little bit of a walk.
Where have you been this week?
I have been to the town of Haywood in the borough of Rochdale. Hello, and for this week's walk, we've come to the borough of Rochdale and the town of Haywood. Behind me, right in a windy town centre, is St Luke's Church, the parish church. Now, the name Haywood, well, it's the name of the family who ran this place, that were the lords of the manor and who lived at Haywood Hall. And in fact, one of the descendants of that family, Peter Haywood, was the leading magistrate who found Guy Fawkes guilty in the gunpowder plot. Now, probably the most famous resident of Haywood today is Coronation Street icon Julie Goodyear, who lives just on the outskirts of the town, and indeed was born here. Her parents, or her mum and her stepfather, even owned a local pub where she was brought up. Now, the Queen Mother was a frequent visitor when she was Queen to the town. In fact, the royal family came on many occasions because of the number of cotton mills here and the importance of the industry in sending cotton around the far reaches of the empire. Now, another famous resident was another member of the Haywood family who was on board the Bounty. Yes, that ship when the mutiny took place against Captain Bligh. Behind me is the Mutual Mill Complex, a whole series of mills here that operated for 100 years from the 1880s and were the centre of huge amounts of production of cotton and cloth and so on and products right here in the centre of Haywood. Now, it's been used for filming a lot over the years. In fact, you might remember Pat Phelan in Coronation Street. Well, some of his sort of terrible exploits were filmed here, and it's been used on many other TV productions as well. Mainly derelict, 6-storey buildings, currently up for sale, and plans for apartments and all kinds of complexes here. Let's hope that this old building, 140 years old, is found a new use. And that concludes our little walk through Haywood. See you next time.
Well, everybody, there is a musical called Unfortunate, and this one seems to be picking up more and more pace with every incarnation of it. Joining us now is one of its wonderful cast members. It's the beautiful River Medway. Welcome to the show. How are you?
Hello, sweetie. I'm fabulous, thank you. How are you?
Very good indeed. Unfortunate the musical. Tell us, what is it all about?
So it is the untold story of Ursula the Sea Witch from The Little Mermaid, and it's a parody musical, which I have to emphasise because this is an adult. This is an adult show, and it's lots of fun. It's got all original music. It tells the untold story of Ursula, as I said, and it's sort of a retelling of this story that many people think they know.
Fabulous. And you're playing Ariel, aren't you?
Yes, I am. Yeah, lots of fun. Very fun to be this Disney princess, but sort of a different version of it than what people are probably used to.
It's all right. Let's cut to the chase then. It's a parody. It's based loosely on The Little Mermaid. But what is the differences and what can we expect to see then?
Well, I don't want to give too much away because there's lots of surprises and lots of things that are different. But it's a really good sort of, this villain origin story, which is really, really exciting to hear.
Love an origin story.
It starts from Ursula literally being a baby all the way up until the story of what you know now. So it spans across sort of her whole life. We tell the whole story. You see why she's ended up as a villain. You see about, like King Triton and their relationship together, and Ariel and Sebastian, and sort of all of the parts of the story that happen that you don't get to see. So how sort of you might know what's happening in The Little Mermaid, and it's all the stuff that was happening at the same time as that. Do you know what I mean? I don't know if that's explained it properly, but that's the sort of it's sort of like while that was all happening on the surface, when Ariel was on land with Eric, it was what was happening underwater at the same time. So it goes all the way up until the end of that story too. So there's lots of really exciting stuff in it. There's maybe some twists that aren't in the original story that maybe make it a little bit more progressive, maybe a little bit more queer. I don't want to give too much away, but you'll have to come along and watch and find out.
We will.
Right, here we go again. Coming back, running.
Right, okay.
So we'll take it from my question about the costumes again.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
All right. Okay. So, what are the props like?
So the props, the costumes, and the set design are all fantastic. Abby Clark designed everything that you see visually in the show. There's so many sort of like bright colors, maybe non-conventional things that you'd see that make up the costumes. Some of the costumes involve sort of like fishing nets, and like Ariel wears like these platform sneakers sort of thing. She's this like teenage version. So that's really, really fun. And there's such a big contrast as well between sort of when you're under the sea, and then when the atmosphere changes when you're in Ursula's lair, and then the atmosphere changes again when you're sort of on the land. So there's all these different worlds that you get taken into. But we've got a phenomenal set that's got lots of stairs. So we've all got very, very tight rumps right now, which is really, really nice. And it's just, really, 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 really fun to play in. It feels like we're like in a playground every night, which is so fun.
What's the music then that we're going to hear in this? Obviously, I guess you've not been allowed to play any of the Disney stuff, so we've not got Part of Your World, we've not got Poor Unfortunate Souls. What music have we got in this?
So it's all original music, which is really, really fantastic. And there's lots of sort of nods to the songs kind of that you just mentioned as well. So the title song is called Unfortunate, which is the song which is about, Ursula giving Ariel this deal to give up her voice for the legs. But everything is just sort of like got this pop edge musical theatre sort of feel to it. Like, I love the music. I think, God forgive me, but I think some of the music is better than the original Little Mermaid, to be honest. Like, it's good music. I'm not going to tell you what the alternative to Part of Your World is, because it's very crude, and you'll just have to come along and see what exactly Ariel is longing for. But I'm sure you can use your imagination for that, which is really great. And we have, instead of kiss the girl, it's ask the girl, because it's about asking to kiss someone, so
consent.
Yes, all about consent. It's a very, very modern version. So it's lots of fun, but you definitely hear sort of nods to a lot of the original songs that you love, but they're just sort of more pop, more gay, more fun. So,
and why should people come and watch this show then?
Because it's more pop, more gay, and more fun. It's really great. It's really great. There's something for everyone. It's this retelling of a story that everybody knows, which makes everything so much more funnier, and it has that nostalgic feel, but also, as I said, this reimagined version, which I don't know who wouldn't enjoy it, to be honest. Maybe psychopaths, I'm not sure, but everyone else seems to love it. So
sounds right up my street. It really, really does. Where can we find this?
It's at the Lowry.
Where can we find this then?
We will be at the Lowry from the 22nd of February until the 2nd of March. So get your tickets before they sell out.
Definitely.
Brilliant.
I'm impressed how you remembered that the first time.
Yeah.
I really am. It's quite impressive. Right, we will check this one out. Yes, we'll put the outtakes up and everything. I tell you, the way we're going today, outtakes galore today. We can't wait for this one. It's going to be really, really good. It's certainly doing well, isn't it? Certainly doing well in all its different incarnations. So we look forward to seeing that one. For now, though, River Medway, thank you so much for your time and your bandwidth.
Oh, brilliant. Thank you so much.
We are meant to dance, sure that we leave our mark. You don't leave your mark like big ditches. No wonder we're who they'll discuss. Yes, this world will remember us. This gang world will remember us. This whole world will remember us. No way they won't remember us.
Yeah.
Well, she's in the mood for dancing one more time, everybody. Yes, indeed. She's fully on tour. She's been her usual fabulous self. It is, of course, Coleen Nolan, everybody. How are you?
I'm all right. I've literally just got off the train from London, so I was doing loose swimming today. And I've run in and I'm talking to you and I'm very excited.
Now, you talk about loose women, but you're actually going on tour on your own. Normally, you're on a panel with people. You've got your son with you, of course. But other than that, you're on your own. How does that feel? And why would you do it to yourself?
Well, do you know what? I've asked myself that question. It was something on my bucket list to do because I've always been a performer. You know, I've been singing since I was 2 years old with my family, and then obviously with hit records with my sisters. And then very sadly, we lost Bernie. And now Linda is sick. And I thought, I'm never going to get to perform again. And I said to my sister, Linda, I really want to do it. I might do it next year. And she was like, please do it now, because you don't know, next year or... And that's the reason I did it. And because I love performing. And also the reason why it's called Naked, because I do feel very exposed and very alone on there. And it's the scariest thing I've ever done. But I've had the opening night was last week and in Blackpool, and it was absolutely brilliant. The crowd were just fantastic. And our next one is on Friday in Bolton. Yes. I go to Scotland and I'm everywhere. Stockport, I'm in. I go everywhere, really. But and Shane, my son, is my support. And then we do a little bit together during my act. And it is a concert. It's not a Q&A thing. It is a full-on concert with a live band. And yeah, it's good fun, but it has been the hardest and most nerve-wracking thing I think I've ever done.
But you're known for your gorgeous singing. You've done it a few times on Loose Women. And whenever you do sing, I think it reminds people that you should be doing it more often. Yeah.
Well, it's funny, actually, because loads of people, especially at work, especially in the TV world, have gone, oh, yeah, I forgot you used to sing. I'm like, oh, thanks. 45 years and you've just forgotten. Yeah, it's still nerve-wracking because, I have done it before, but I always had my sisters with me, and it doesn't take a lot to sing ooh, ooh, ooh. Whereas now I'm singing full out songs, I've had to learn lyrics and everything. That's been the hardest thing. It's a scary thing to do, but I'm glad I'm doing it. And the audience has just been fantastic.
Fantastic. So does it look, over your life? Is it a kind of a retro feel to the show? Or?
Not really. I mean, obviously, I talk about my sisters, being with my sisters and all, but like I said, it's more of I just want everyone, especially in this climate at the moment when everything is so scary and so depressing, really, with things that are going on in the world. And I thought, I just want the people to come and have 2 hours where they don't have to think about anything except get up and dance and have a great night out. And that's what I'm hoping that I'm giving them. But there are moments I do a little Q&A. I do a Cole's Corner section where I take questions from the audience, and so I can interact a bit like that. But I didn't want to bore them for, an hour and a half with me waffling on. I do that 3 times a week on the telly. So,
so what songs does a Coleen Nolan solo concert having it then. What type of music have you got?
I've got Shania Twain. I've got the Pointer Sisters. I've got obviously Nolan's songs. I've got another girl band little medley that I do with not with them, but I sing Spice Girls and Girls Aloud, and it's got a bit of everything. I hope for everyone, and certainly songs that you would all know. And and I was worried about that, but then when I saw people up dancing, and I just thought, oh yeah, they get it, and they knew all the lyrics, and it was just a good fun night.
So what else is on the bucket list, Coleen?
I've always wanted to do Strictly. I'd love to do Strictly, but it doesn't matter how much I beg them, they won't have me.
No, really?
I've tried everything and they just won't have me. And you know what will happen? They'll have me when my hips are gone and I can't do it. Because I'm definitely not Angela Ripper now. God, she's unbelievable.
But you're in the
I'd love to. Exactly. I'd love to do Strictly, and I would love to do some kind of TV show that involves animals, because I'm animal crazy. I've got so many animals of my own, and I'd love to do something with animals, dogs, cat. I've got goats, I've got cats, I've got dogs, I've got horses. So yeah, I'd love to do something like that.
And that's amazing. So we want everybody to make sure they book tickets for Bolton, for Stockport Plaza, for St Helens.
Yes,
that's where.
Yes.
You can go further afield if you wish.
Well, why would you? The Northwest is the best place to go.
Why not? So it sounds like a real party show. If you want an escape from all the news and the misery, get out, and you're going to have a fantastic night with Coleen.
It certainly seems that way. We look forward to it. I think we're coming to the Stockport Plaza to watch this one.
Oh no, that's made me really nervous now.
We'll be there for a boogie.
Oh, good. Can't wait to see you.
I'll get one of my nice sequin dresses on. We'll have a dance and a boogie and a party.
And a drink after.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
If you are thinking about drink driving,
I don't
make sure you've got a car. That's what I always say.
That's why I'm always the driver, because I don't drink.
Exactly. You make a good show for though.
I know I do, yeah.
Coleen, thanks so much for your time today. Thank you.
Absolute pleasure to speak to you both.
Thank you to you, lovely. There we are, Coleen Nolan.
I know.
Doing lots of exciting things. You're doing things that are exciting, aren't you?
Well, I am doing a thing at a local theatre, actually. It's called Guidebridge Theatre.
Where's that?
In Guidebridge.
Where's Guidebridge?
It's in Ashton-under-Lyne.
No, you're about a minute away from doing a walk from there, aren't you?
Probably.
Yeah.
It's literally 2 minutes off the M60 at the Ashton-under-Lyne turn off. And it's on Sunday the 31st. Oh, no, it's not. It's on Friday the 31st of May. Mm-hmm. That's right. And I am doing an evening, a tribute, really, to Les Dawson, Roy Barraclough, and Vivian Ada. I know you're not keen on drag, but
it's not natural.
No. And it's £10 a ticket, and you include a light supper.
What's a light supper?
I haven't decided what I'll do. I might do crumpets with toast toppers.
Do you remember Chicken in the Basket?
Oh.
What was the other one called? Coco Van.
Well, I did try that once, but I got caught on the gear stick, yes. The old one's not the best, thank goodness. So, yes, I'm there, and the tickets are on sale at the moment at gbtheatre.co.uk under events.
It's a new theatre to me, that.
Oh, yeah, well, it's been going quite well. I tell you a little fact about it.
Yes.
They've just had some of the seats from the Oldham Coliseum have gone there, and they've had a bit of a refurbishment. So it is a fundraiser night for the Guidebridge Theatre.
I think they should put the seats back in the Oldham Coliseum and keep the Oldham Coliseum open.
Well, at least they're being kept warm.
They are. Oh, that's the theory anyway.
Yes.
Yes, indeed. Well, we're out of time for today. Out of time. Next week's show is looking fantastic, though. We're going to be speaking to actor Jason Merrills ahead of 12 Angry Men.
That's right. And we shall also be having a look at the Portico Library.
We will indeed. And if that's not enough for you, we are going to be making our mind up in the land of make-believe with one of the original members of Bucks Fizz. That's Jay Aston. She'll be joining us next week as well. Till then, though, thanks for everybody for watching. Check out Sunday's podcast with our Steve Stockton. It's going to be quite marvellous. But thanks for watching this week's episode of Your Manchester.